स्टूडेंट्स। सो अभी हम लोग पढ़ रहे थे लॉज ऑफ मोशन। लॉज ऑफ मोशन में हमने फर्स्ट लॉ कंप्लीट किया एंड वी विल गो फॉर द न्यूटन्स सेकंड लॉ which is very important, and afterwards we will look at how to draw the free body diagram and all. So we will look at न्यूटन्स सेकंड लॉ। न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ बताने के पहले हम आपको बताएंगे, हमने मोमेंटम का कंसेप्ट आपको दिया था। सो मोमेंटम चेंज होने से कैसे फोर्स लगता है। एग्जांपल ऑफ बॉल आई हैड गिवन, इफ इट हिट्स द हैंड देन वी फील सम फोर्स ऑन हैंड। तो वो क्यों होता है? क्योंकि देयर इज चेंज इन मोमेंटम, राइट। एंड हमने बोला भाई जब बॉल कैच करता है एक फील्डर, तो इट पुल्स हिज हैंड बैक। क्यों? कि वो टाइम स्पैन बढ़ाने के लिए, टाइम स्पैन बढ़ाने से फोर्स कम हो जाता है। मीन्स चेंज इन मोमेंटम के कारण जो फोर्स लगता है वो टाइम बढ़ा दिया तो वो फोर्स कम हो जाता है। इट मीन्स रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम इज प्लेइंग इट्स रोल, right? So in Newton's second law it is said the rate of change of momentum is directly proportional to the net force acting on the object, right? Object is hand in that case, कि बॉल आया हिट किया तो हाथ में कितना चोट लगा ड्यू टू दैट बॉल, इट डिपेंड्स ऑन रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम। अगर वो मोमेंटम u वेलोसिटी से जीरो हो गया तो चेंज इन मोमेंटम इज देयर, बट रेट लेने के लिए अगर टाइम बढ़ा दिया तो रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम कम हो जाता है, फोर्स विल बी लेस। सो दैट कांसेप्ट इज बीइंग यूज्ड ओवर हियर। सो न्यूटन सेकंड लॉ सेज द रेट ऑफ चेंज ऑफ मोमेंटम ऑफ एन ऑब्जेक्ट is directly proportional to the net force acting on the object, right? So that is the concept. So we can say F net. Now we will use F net as F. अब न्यूटन सेकेंड लॉ में जहां भी हम बात करेंगे वो F net की ही बात करेंगे, नेट फोर्स एक्टिंग ऑन द ऑब्जेक्ट। सो दिस टेल्स F is directly proportional to rate of change of momentum with respect to time. मीन्स हम बोलेंगे rate of change of momentum with respect to time. P is the momentum. So this tells the rate of change of momentum. Therefore, F is equal to K dP upon dt. So since it is a vector quantity, I will write like this. And this force, direction of force is in the direction of velocity. Means when force is applied on the object, means net force is there, so body will start moving. So it will move in the direction of the force applied, right? So any force when we are considering, so that will be taken in the direction of the velocity of the object only, right? So this can further be written as K D, and this is mv upon dt, because P is equal to mv, mass into velocity. So now if we, mass is generally is constant, mass is not changing. If mass is changing, relation will be different. So here mass is constant, we can take mass out, that will be dv upon dt. And what is dv upon dt? Rate of change of velocity, and rate of change of velocity is called the acceleration. Therefore F is equal to kma relation. Vector relation is like this. If you look at the magnitude only, so F is equal to kma. This is the relation, and this is K is called the proportionality constant, and k is equal to 1 because it is arbitrary constant. Any constant we can choose for k. So I have taken k is equal to 1. Then in that accordance, rest of the things are defined. So force is defined like this. If on 1 kg mass 1 meters per second square acceleration is to be given, then whatever constant force is applied, that is called 1 Newton. In that case, k will become 1, right? So if k is equal to 1, then F is equal to m into A. That is the Newton's second law for constant mass and constant forces acting, right? So 1 Newton force, with this we have to find the value of k, suppose, right? Then 1 Newton force is defined as the amount of force acting on the object of mass 1 kg and producing an acceleration of 1 meter per second square. So if definition is like that for 1 Newton, so I will say that if A is equal to 1, that is 1 is equal to k into 1 into 1, because it is mass. Since F is equal to m into A, km I will write. So F is 1 Newton, k is as it is, mass is 1 kg and acceleration 1 meter per second square. Therefore, k is equal to 1. So as per the definition of force, right, k is 1. So finally we write F is equal to mass into acceleration. Here example, if I have to take, suppose this is the mass kept on the surface and a force of its mass is 2 kg suppose, and 10 Newton force is applied on this. So what will be the acceleration produced in this? So we can say, since F is equal to mass into acceleration, it is 10 Newton force, mass is 2 kg, acceleration is A. Therefore, A is equal to 10 by 2, that is 5 meters per second square. This acceleration will be produced in this object, that is A. Now, for any force acting on the object in space, it is neither in along x-axis or y-axis or along z-axis, and these forces will be resolved in the 3 mutually perpendicular directions, as I have been doing. F is equal to m into A. If this force in the space, then this can be resolved into 3 perpendicular directions. Then we will say Fx is equal to m Ax, Fy is equal to m Ay, and Fz is equal to m Az. This is resolution of these forces in 3 mutually perpendicular directions. Like suppose this is x-axis, y-axis and z-axis, and force is acting in this space. So we have resolved, it is F in this space. So this force is resolved in this direction, that will be Fx in this direction, Fy in this direction, Fz in this direction. So these forces are resolved in 3 perpendicular directions, and mass is constant, so acceleration will be taken in the direction of the axis. So remember one thing, this force is always producing the velocity in the direction of force, right? So when we are talking about the acceleration in this direction, this acceleration is nothing to do with the force in this direction. Force is applied in this direction, acceleration will never be in this direction. If acceleration is taking in this direction, then this part of the force, this component of the force is nothing to do with the acceleration in this direction, right, in perpendicular direction. So there will not be effect of force in perpendicular direction. If any directional force is applied in perpendicular direction, effect of force will be zero. So that is the fundamental and basic concept of it. So this way forces are resolved in three mutually perpendicular directions, right? So cases will come when we solve the numerical problems. At that time we will understand it better. So concept is like this. Now we will talk about free body diagram. What is the significance and what is the meaning of free body diagram? One more thing I will tell you, the Newton's second law is specifically meant for point masses, strictly for point masses. Even the distributed mass is there, but we will talk about one place, one point, which is called the center of mass. So motion of center of mass and force applied on that particular point we will consider. So this law is meant for point masses. So wherever extended masses are there, right, distributed masses are there, then we will consider the point mass where whole mass of the object is concentrated. That is called the center of mass. So that point mass will be considered and all the forces will be taken at that particular point mass only. Now I will talk about free body diagram. So conditions are there. First we consider the mass as point mass, right? Second, first we will write all the non-contact forces, right? First we will write and show the non-contact forces, right? Third, then we will show the contact forces. Third, and show the contact forces. Contact forces means like normal reaction, tension, etc. Right? Then fourth one, in which frame of reference it is being observed. That is also very important. The frame of reference. Frame of reference. Frame of reference means it is inertial or non-inertial. Inertial frame. Whether these forces, the system is observed from inertial frame of reference or non-inertial frame of reference. So some idea of frame of reference I will give you. Previously I have already told you. तो थोड़ा सा idea हम frame of reference का भी आपको दे देते हैं. So these conditions are needed. So that I will explain what is the significance of these conditions while drawing the free body diagram. Right? So free body diagram किस तरह से draw करते हैं? Suppose ये सरफेस है, इस पर एक ऑब्जेक्ट रखा हुआ है, राइट, और इस पर कितने फोर्सेस एक्ट कर रहे हैं ऑन दिस ऑब्जेक्ट ऑफ मास m. व्हाट आर द फोर्सेस एक्टिंग ऑन दिस? पहला, इट इज ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स एक्टिंग ऑन दिस. सो ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स क्या है? दैट विल बी mg एक्टिंग ऑन दिस ऑब्जेक्ट. सो दिस इज द ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स एक्टिंग. एंड अनदर फोर्स विच इज द रिएक्शन फोर्स ऑन through this surface on the object. So here reaction force ऊपर, this is N is the contact force and this mg is, it is non-contact force, non-contact force, and this is the contact force. So first concept is clear. We will draw this, show the non-contact force. So this is non-contact force is shown here. And then we have shown the contact force on this object. So we are considering only this object, and now we have to draw the free body diagram of this object, mass m, right? So how will we draw? So first we will consider point mass. So this is a point. We will consider this is the object, right? Now two forces are acting. First I will draw downward. This is non-contact force mg is acting downward. Then contact force if acting upward, that is normal. So which are the forces acting on this object? mg downward and normal reaction upward. So this is called free body diagram, or in short it is FBD of the object. Suppose this object is A, that is A. So this is FBD of it. So this way, any object is given, then this will be considered as point mass. This is the object A, and how the forces are acting on this, we will just draw it, and this is called FBD, right? Important thing is this, we will take only those forces which are acting on the object. उस पर जो फोर्स लग रहे हैं वही फोर्स लेंगे. ऑब्जेक्ट के कारण जो कहीं फोर्स लग रहा है वो फोर्स हम नहीं लेंगे, कभी भी नहीं लेंगे. दूसरा एग्जांपल इस तरह से देखा जाए. सो सपोज आई एम कंसीडरिंग दिस, राइट. दिस इज द ऑब्जेक्ट 1, दिस इज द ऑब्जेक्ट 2. यहां से एक फोर्स लगाया, राइट. सो इस पर भी एक इधर रिएक्शन लगेगा n, इसके कारण इधर लगेगा n. सो सपोज आई हैव टू ड्रॉ द FBD ऑफ दिस फोर्स, दिस ऑब्जेक्ट 1, FBD ऑफ 1. तो हम क्या करेंगे, 1 पर कौन कौन से फोर्स लग रहे हैं उसका हम FBD बनाएंगे. अच्छा, सो सपोज हमने एक पॉइंट मास ले लिया, दैट इज 1. इसको हमने पॉइंट मास लिया, इसके ऊपर कंसिडरेशन चालू है. सो अगर इसको 1 बोलते हैं यहां पर दिस, तो इस पर जो फोर्सेस लगेंगे, पहला इसके ऊपर एक ग्रेविटेशनल फोर्स, सपोज मास इज m, इस मास इज कैपिटल M. सो mg विल एक्ट डाउनवर्ड, राइट. यहां पर इस पर कौन कौन से फोर्सेस है, यहां पर सपोज n1 रिएक्शन इस पर हिट कर रहा है, n1 वही फोर्स इस पर लग रहा है. सो ग्राउंड के इस सरफेस पे सरफेस कांटेक्ट में है, तो यहां पर भी एक नॉर्मल रिएक्शन लगेगा अपवर्ड, सपोज इट इज n2. सो हम किस तरह से FBD बनाएंगे इसका. फर्स्ट फोर्स नॉन कांटेक्ट फोर्स, इट इज डाउनवर्ड, mg हो गया. इस पर एक और फोर्स लग रहा है n1 इन दिस डायरेक्शन, f इन दिस डायरेक्शन, n1 इन दिस डायरेक्शन. तो हम क्या बोलेंगे, इस डायरेक्शन में क्या लग गया n1, इस डायरेक्शन में क्या लग गया f, एंड इस डायरेक्शन में क्या लग गया रिएक्शन n2. तो समझ में आ रही बात. दिस इज द फर्स्ट मास 1, राइट. और इसको हम A बोल देते हैं, चलो A, एंड दिस इज B. सो A पर फोर्स कौन कौन से लग रहे हैं, देखिए mg डाउनवर्ड लग रहा है, ग्रेविटेशनल पुल. इस सरफेस के कारण रिएक्शन n2 पर लग रहा है, इस पर एक फोर्स F लग रहा है. When it is in contact, then this is applying action on this object n1, and opposite force, equal and opposite n1 is acting on this also. So on this A, which are the forces acting? mg downward, this F in this direction, this n1 in this direction. I am considering this n1, right, and this is n2. Separately अगर हम एक बॉक्स बना देते हैं, so see, this is A. So इस पर कौन कौन से फोर्सेस हैं, mg, this is n2, और इस डायरेक्शन में क्या लग रहा है n1, इस डायरेक्शन में क्या लग रहा है, इसी को हमने FBD में कन्वर्ट किया है. सो फॉर दिस ब्लॉक दिस इज द FBD, एंड फॉर दिस on this object only one force acting in this direction, mg is acting downward, reaction is acting upward. So I will draw the FBD of B also. So FBD of B, so this is B object, well, this block I have taken. So which are the forces acting, इसका mg is acting downward, and इस पर reaction force, suppose it is n3 is acting upward, n1 is acting in this direction. So on these three forces are acting. One is mg, this is n3, and this is n1. So FBD of A and B, how is it being drawn? It is clear from this figure, right? I will take a few more figure where I will draw the FBD, and concept of FBD should be clear to all of you, right? Suppose this is the ground. One mass is kept, of 10 kg. Another mass is kept of 5 kg. These are the surfaces in contact. This is the surface A, this is the surface B. So we have to draw the FBD of 5 kg mass and 10 kg mass. So I will say that is mass M1 and that is mass M2. So we have to find the FBD of this and FBD of this and find the reaction forces acting on these surfaces A and B. Right? So how will we do? So for 5 kg mass, so here see, it is this contact with surface A. So two forces are acting. One gravitational pull and the reaction force upward. Isn't it? So suppose on this reaction force is N1. So same force will act on this also, N1. On this object also. So FBD I will write of M1. So this is the point mass I will consider 5 kg, right? M1 is equal to 5 kg. So what are the forces? First, gravitational pull kept on the surface. So gravitational pull is acting, that is mg. Mg will be 5g, I will write later. Mg is acting downward and the reaction force is acting upward, that is N1. So on 5 kg mass, these two forces are acting and this is on the surface A, right? Contact surface is A. This contact surface I am talking about. So here this mass is exerting N1 force over here and this is exerting N1 force upward, action and reaction. So this is the FBD of which one? M1 mass, right? In that case, N1 is equal to mass into gravitational acceleration. Mass is 5 kg into gravitational acceleration is 10 meters per second square, that is 50 Newton. So N1 we got. Now from this surface, FBD of M2, we have to draw. The surface is B. So see the situation. This is 10 kg mass. So what are the forces acting on this? Number one, that is due to this some forces acting, that is N1 is acting downward. Simultaneously here mg is acting downward, means M2g I will say, M2g. Here it was M1g I will say, right? It was M1g. So M2g is acting downward, N1 is acting downward because that N1 is due to 5 kg mass. 5 kg mass उसको नीचे ऐसा पुश कर रहा है. So this is the action reaction. जिस फोर्स से ये नीचे ढकेल रहा है उसी से ये भी ऊपर ढकेल रहा है. So N1 is acting downward. हम वो फोर्सेस लेंगे जो 10 kg मास पर लग रहे हैं, जो M2 पर लग रहे हैं. M2 जिस पर लगा रहा है वो हम नहीं लेने वाले. So I will take M2 पर लगने वाले फोर्स, राइट? सो N1 लग रहा है. अब यहां पर इस सरफेस के कारण, ड्यू टू सरफेस B, इस B के कारण अपवर्ड रिएक्शन फोर्स लग रहा है. सो दिस इज, सपोज इट इज N2, राइट? ड्यू टू दिस सरफेस ऑन दिस मास, राइट? कॉन्टैक्ट फोर्स है. ये सरफेस इसके कांटेक्ट में नहीं है तो वो कांटेक्ट फोर्स इस पर नहीं लगेगा, कांटेक्ट फोर्स इस पर लगेगा. इंपॉर्टेंट, जो सरफेस कांटेक्ट में है तो वी विल अप्लाई द फोर्सेस, कांटेक्ट फोर्स ऑन दोज ऑब्जेक्ट्स ओनली. N2 इस पर नहीं लगेगा, N2 इस पर लगेगा, राइट? क्योंकि ये सरफेस कांटेक्ट में. तो दिस इज N2. सो नाउ वी विल ड्रॉ द फ्री बॉडी डायग्राम. सो इट विल बी लाइक दिस. दिस इज पॉइंट मास. M2 को हमने पॉइंट मास कंसिडर कर लिया है. तो इस पर एक M2g is acting, M2g is acting. दूसरा N1 is acting and upward this is N2 is acting. So these are the forces acting on the object. Now the object is at rest, right? Therefore net force will become 0. Means is this in this direction net force is 0, horizontal force is not there. So net force 0 means these forces will balance. Therefore N2 is equal to N1 plus M2g. This is the concept of free body diagram. things become very easy in this case. Now, so here, what is N1? N1 we have already got, that is 50 Newton, right? Plus M2 is 10 kg into 10 is the gravitational force and meter per second square. So this is 150 Newton. So we got N1 and N2 both we could calculate. That is due to free body diagram, we could calculate the reaction N1 over here and N2 from the surface. So this is the concept of free body diagram. Now another example, you have to draw FBD and find the tension in the strings. One mass of 10 kg is hanging by the two strings which are attached to the rigid support. This is the rigid support, and find the T1 and T2 making the free body diagram. See, if I have to make free body diagram, which are the forces acting? This is mg downwards, means it is 10g is acting downward. There is tension in this string away from the point of contact. This is T1, the string is same, so T1 will be here, and everywhere the tension will be T1, and this is T2. T1 and T2, these are the tensions in the string, and these strings are massless. That is important, right? These are massless strings. If it has got some mass, then case will be entirely different. So we have to draw the FBD. So how will we do? See, this is the point mass I have considered for this. So here T2 is acting in this direction, T1 is acting in this direction, and mg is acting in this direction. That is 10g is over here, this is T2 and this is T1. Three forces are acting on this object of 10 kg. So free body diagram is made, right? So this is FBD of mass 10 kg. So now I have to find T1 and T2. Now this is in static equilibrium. It is in static equilibrium. Since it is static equilibrium, means in that case sigma fx is equal to 0 and sigma fy will be equal to 0. Sigma fx and sigma fy is 0, so we will apply this over here and we will find value of T1 and T2. See, this is given, this is 37 degree and this is 53 degree. So now we will resolve this in two different directions, mutually perpendicular directions x and y. So here sigma fx is equal to T2 cos 53 degree in this direction, and here T1 cos 37 degree in this direction. So this plus minus T1 cos 37 degree, because it is in opposite direction, that is why it is negative. So that is how much? It is not F2, it is T2. So T2 cos 53. So see, this is the relation of, and this is 53 degree, this is 3, this is 4 and this is 5. So cos 53, for this angle, this is the base, this is hypotenuse, so that is 3 by 5 minus T1. Cos 37 is 4 by 5, right? So sigma fx is 0. Therefore 3T2 by 5 minus 4T1 by 5 is equal to 0. Since sigma fx is equal to 0. This is the condition, right? So this is the relation. So we get 3T2 is equal to 4T1. Therefore T2 is equal to 4 upon 3T1. One relation we got. Another relation we can get by resolving in Fy direction. So if we resolve this, we will get T2 sine 53. The T2 sigma Fy is equal to T2 sine 53 degree plus T1 sine 37 degree. It is in this direction, y direction. It is positive, right? It is positive. So this direction will be negative. So we have to find the sum of this. So minus 10g. And this is sigma Fy, and this will become 0 because it is in equilibrium. Therefore T2 Sine 53 is 4 by 5 plus T1 sine 37 is 3 by 5 minus 10 into 10, that is equal to 0, since sigma Fy is 0. So now we will solve for T1 and T2. So you will get 4T2 by 5 plus 3T1 by 5 is equal to 100. That is 4T2 plus 3T1, that is equal to 500. So this is equation number 2 and this is the equation number 1. From these two equations we can find the value of T1 and T2. Put the value of T2, 4 by T1 4 by 3 T1 over here and get the relation. Therefore 4 into 4 by 3 T1 plus 3 T1 is equal to 500. Therefore 16 T1 plus 9 T1 by 3 is equal to 500. Therefore 25 T1 is equal to 3 into 500. Therefore T1 is equal to 3 into 500 upon 25. It will go 20 times, is equal to 60 Newton. Right? So we got T1 is equal to 60 Newton. Therefore T2 is equal to 4 upon 3 T1, that is 4 upon 3 into 60. It will go 20 times, that is 80 Newton. That is T2 is equal to 80 Newton and T1 is equal to 60 Newton. So with the help of free body diagram, this kind of diagram if we make, we can find all the forces and with given conditions. So this is the way of making the free body diagram and find the values of various forces acting on the object, right? So we will come with the more problems in the next video. Till then, be happy. All the best to all of you.